Hi everyone, my name's Adam. Welcome to my channel where we discuss all things long COVID. I myself have had long COVID for about 15 months now, and I decided to start a channel about 4 months ago to discuss my journey, talk about my struggles, and also discuss things that have helped me and things that haven't helped me over the last 15 months or so. So those of you who are new to this and are in a place where you're super scared about it and not knowing what's going on with your body can have a resource to kind of look at and hopefully provide you some hope and some information on how to help your condition. Anyways, today I wanted to jump on and make a video about fasting. Fasting probably is one of the best protocols that I have used, especially in like midway through my long COVID journey. I didn't discover fasting, like prolonged fasting, until I heard about a group on Facebook led by a gentleman named Tom Bunker, who has this amazing group called Recover Via Fasting on Facebook. So it's definitely one to join if you haven't yet. And I will put a link in the description for his group. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Fasting is one of the best ways to create autophagy, which you may or may not know is your body's way of clearing out old cells and, clearing out the old garbage, as they would say. One of the theories with long COVID is those of us long haulers have viral persistence. So there's other theories, but this one is one that I probably believe in the most. So the simple way of describing it is when you fast, your body has nothing to do but basically repair those damaged cells and get rid of old garbage cells, or viral persistence, as we say, that there's, a little bit of this COVID virus left in our body. So what Tom's done is he's dedicated, I don't even know now, probably 3 years to this subject, I believe. And he has a new study out that he's partnered with Pacific Northwest University. Is an actual feasible study where they are looking for volunteers, and I'm going to link this study in the description. And he also has a YouTube channel you can check out called Recover from Long COVID, again by Tom Bunker, where he explains more about this study. But I wanted to discuss this study because I just found out about it yesterday. Tom's been working to get something like this going for quite some time. He's been doing so much work, just talking to members of this group, and I myself being one of them have experimented with his protocols, and he has protocols on there, including, eating minimal to no carbohydrates, intermittent fasting, and prolonged fasting. And I've found them all super helpful for my recovery. When I started fasting, I saw results right away. I started with intermittent fasting probably April, May of last year. And then I worked my way up after a month to a 24-hour fast. And then a month after, a 48-hour fast. And then a month after that, 72-hour fasts. I felt amazing. Almost back to normal during my 72-hour fasts. And I still do one a month. So there's caveats to that. Some people don't feel good during their 72-hour fast, and then they feel better after. For me, I felt great during these fasts, and then when I refed, and that's a whole other thing to look into is refeeding. You have to kind of go slowly back into eating. So I started with bone broth and, very easily digestible fruits and vegetables and just small things, which can help avoid some of the bad side effects of starting to refeed or re-eat after your longer fast. But so I probably had a day or two where my symptoms came back really hard after these prolonged fasts. But after, I don't know, maybe let's just say 5 days to a week, I felt that there was actually a huge improvement. And I could almost put a percentage to it. I felt 5% better, 10% better, where I was maybe 20% of myself back then when I started this. But really, you can nail it down to percentage. And there's a lot of people on this group who are having the same results. So I really encourage you to start with the Facebook group and just get in there. And there's frequently asked questions section. There's a search bar where you can type any of your questions, and it's probably been asked before. So get in there and just start doing your research. And you can just start small with changing your diet, migrate that into intermittent fasting, where you eat within a certain amount of time during the day. So 16 and 8 is a really popular one. 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour eating window. That's the one that I chose because it was one that I had done before during a diet, but it's super easy to follow if you eat lunch and dinner or breakfast and lunch. So start there. Start with his group and then check this study out. I mean, this is something that we were hoping for would come out, and he's actually done it. And he's partnered with, as I said, Pacific Northwest University. Really, really neat. Looks like the study has two facets. So what I'm seeing here in one of the things is why I'm recommending this is because those of us who have tried this before, like low carb, intermittent fasting, and prolonged fasting for long COVID, can't take part in this study. So if you haven't tried these methods yet, I really want you to apply to this study, or at least check it out and check the methods out, as I said, on Tom's YouTube and on Tom's Recover Via Fasting Facebook group. So you can see more details about that in the links that I'll provide below. We're not going to get into the specifics of this study, as you can go and read them yourself, but I really want to say, how much fasting helped my recovery. And it could have just been time or happenstance, but when I started doing these prolonged fasts, I started feeling incremental changes in the percentage of my recovery. And each time I did one, I started to feel a little bit better. A lot of you know that I'm stuck at about 90% better now, some days 80. It doesn't seem to help me past 90, but I still do it because it's so good for your cells and so good for your body to clear out the old crap and the viral particles that we're discussing so much on the group and on Reddit. So Tom's group, out of all the long COVID groups on Facebook, the most positive information, the least amount of doom and gloom comes from this group. It's everybody kind of working together, talking about things that they're trying, talking about the results from fasting and other things as well. I went there into the group when I got reinfected in December and asked for advice and support, and there were so many people who reached out in my post and commented that they had been reinfected and this is what they did and to try these things. And so it's not just about fasting, it's definitely a support and recovery group as well. I suggest you join it for sure. That and Reddit have been the two most helpful sources of information for me over my time with long COVID. So there are so many more folks other than myself who have tried this and are experts at it. I'm going to link some of their videos in the description as well, where they can discuss with you prolonged fasting, intermittent fasting, and low carb diet and how it may help your long COVID. So with that, we'll close the video out, and thanks for watching.